Lately, I've been getting this question from my clients on whether or not they should look for another place to work. One of the reasons is that things seem to be going generally okay at their company, and they're just really afraid to make that jump if they're not really sure if the next place that they go is where they should be. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 ways to know that you are working in the right company. For the best career tips and advice on gaining unstoppable confidence, click the bell notifications to be notified every time I release a new video, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Christmas and I am your career confidence coach. And what I'm going to share with you today, I've learned through my 18-year experience of working in professional services and at Fortune 500 companies. So let me just jump right into it. How do you know you are working at the right company? Well, first of all, you can show up to work as your authentic self. One of the ways that you know that you're not showing up as your authentic self is that you are being one way while you're at work, and then you're acting a different way while you're at home. And usually while you're at home, you're like more relaxed and you feel more comfortable. Whereas when you're not being your authentic self, you're worried that if you make the wrong move, or if you say the wrong thing, or if you say something the wrong way, or if you dress a little differently, or if you have a different kind of interest than the people at your company, that you will be ridiculed. So the first way to know that you're in the right company is that you can go into your office and show up as your full and whole self. The second way you know that you are working in a company that is for you is that they give you the tools and the resources to get your job done. I know this sounds really silly, but I've been in situations where I've been expected to perform at a stellar level, and I've been told that we didn't have the budget to either buy a tool, or we didn't have the budget to hire the right person for me to do my job. And what did that mean? I either came out of my own pocket to get the job done, or I had to work extra hours because they wouldn't provide me the resource that I needed to get the job done. The third way you know that you're working in the right company is when your boss and your colleagues respect boundaries. That means that they're not sending you emails at all hours of the night or over the weekend, asking you to do things, or worse off, expecting you to do work. They also make sure that they are not overstacking your calendar with too many meetings. They just have a respect for healthy boundaries. Anytime you're in a situation where your colleagues are upset with you because you didn't get to an email that they sent you at 8 o'clock at night, especially when they didn't give you forewarning that they were going to be sending you that late email, that's not a respect of boundaries. When they are constantly expecting you to work many hours overtime and work and spend your weekends working, that's not a respect of boundaries. So that's the third way you know you're working in a great company, is when they respect your boundaries. The fourth way you know that you are working in the right company is that you're excited about most of the projects that you're working on. Now, I know it's not possible to be excited about 100% of the projects that you're working on, but if you're excited about 90% of the projects that you're working on, you're in the right company. Anytime you feel that you're on projects that deplete your energy, or that it takes you so much mental effort to complete small tasks on the particular projects you're working on, you don't love those projects. And if you do have any of those projects on your plate, make sure that they are like 2 to 5% of the projects in your portfolio. Otherwise, if a majority of the projects that you're working on are ones that you don't like and deplete your energy, that's not the right company for you. You'll never be happy and you'll always be stressed. The fifth way you know that you're working in the right company is that you don't work more than 40 hours a week. Now hear me out when I say this. I know this sounds nuts because most people work more than 40 hours, but the fact of the matter is that that's something that's new. That's something that's happened in the last 10 to 12 years where people are working 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week. And that's not normal. I remember there was a time when I first started working 18 years ago, and it was for the first few years of my career where we actually took lunch, and it was an expectation that we were out of the office by 6 o'clock. That's not the case anymore. And I know that there are exceptions for jobs that do that. Like surgeons work overtime. There are some times where firemen have to work overtime. Police officers have to work overtime. Investment bankers work overtime. And that's by design. They don't have to work overtime, but that is by design, and that's how you get ahead in that kind of environment. But if you work in an environment that's not where everything is like hurry up and go, and it actually matters, like you're actually putting out real fires and it's like life or death, there is no reason to be working more than 40 hours per week. The way I see it is that when a company is requiring you to work more than 40 hours a week, they're just creating issues for you to work on. They're just creating work for the sake of work. The right company for you will respect that you need to have your own personal life and that it's not all about work. Therefore, working more than 40 hours a week is not good for you as an employee. Comment below and let me know which one of these ideas resonates with you. The sixth way you know that you are in the right company is that every single day you get up from bed, you are excited about taking on the day and you're excited to contributing value to the projects and working with the people that you're working with. And you don't have the Sunday scaries. I've been there before, especially when I was working in a really hostile environment where I was being bullied by a manager. It used to make my stomach turn. Like I could not stand going to work. The thought of going there was just so terrible. So if you don't have those feelings and you wake up like, I gotta get to work so I can tell this person to get this done and this is moving forward, when it lights you up and you are excited about it, that is the job for you. Number 7, your opinions and contributions are valued by your boss and your colleagues. The way you see this is people will come to you and say, what's your thought about this? How would you do this? They're constantly including you in how to change things in the workplace. They are including you on how to make the products that you're making better. They're including your opinion on how to progress and be part of the evolution of the work that you're doing and how the company is evolving. If you're not getting this, if you're not engaging with your boss and colleagues this way, they are not valuing your opinion or your contributions to the company. You're just there to just execute on what it is that they want. And that's not the company for you. You want to be in an environment where you are contributing to the evolution of the place being great. You want to be in a company where you are contributing to the culture being great. You want to be in a company where you're contributing to making the products great, because that is what we need as humans, is fulfillment for our contributions to the world. The 8th way you know that you are working in the right company is that your boss and colleagues respect your personal life. This definitely goes back to having boundaries, but what this is talking about is that your boss and colleagues understand that you have interests outside of work. They understand that you have a family, you have children, you have parents. They understand and they respect that you have a personal life, and they don't do any type of actions that either shame you or browbeat you into feeling like you should be doing more for the company than you are doing for your family or for your personal life. And your personal life includes family, it includes interests, it includes travel, it includes your health. All those things are important for you to be the best you possible so that you can go and perform in the greatest way that you can at work. And if you work for a company that doesn't see that, that is not the right company for you. The ninth way that you know that you are working in the right company is when the work environment feels more like a family environment than an adversarial environment. I know I've been there. I've been in situations where everything is just so competitive. You can feel like you never can let your guard down, to a point where you're doing all this work over the weekend because you have to be competitive, because if you're not, that person's gonna get the nice projects and I'm not. That person's gonna get promoted and I'm not. It's just always a competitive place to be, and that is stressful, and that's not life. Now, sometimes I've said this to people and it's made them uncomfortable. They're like, well, I don't really see my family. I really don't want to see my coworkers as family, and I get it. Now, when you think of this familial environment, we're not thinking toxic family. We're thinking of family that respect boundaries. We're thinking of family that respect one another and how they're speaking to each other. We're thinking of family that are considerate to the fact that you have family or that you have other things going on. And we're thinking of a family that's empathetic to you and your personal experiences and what you bring to the role. So if you're in an adversarial environment, in a competitive environment, that's not the right environment for you, because it's not going to last long. We can't just go years and years and years and years in that type of environment. It's just not good for your spirit. It's not good for your health. It's just not good at all. Being in a stressful and adversarial environment is not the ticket. The 10th and final way that you know that you're in the right job is your boss and your colleagues respect your health. If you're working in an environment where you get looked at funny or shamed for having too many doctor's appointments or calling out sick, then you're in the wrong environment. The best environment for you to be in is an environment that respects your health and respects that you need to be a healthy person to contribute the best way that you can. I've been in this situation before in my life. Prior to getting diagnosed with cancer, I was a person who put work before health. And I was a person who was actually shamed for having too many doctor's appointments in a 1 month period. And come to find out, I was going to the doctor all the time because the work was stressful for me and it was causing me to become ill. So if you're working in an environment that doesn't respect that doesn't say, if you're sick, don't come in, that's not the right company for you. You want to be in an environment that will be okay with you putting your health first, because having good health is all that you have. If you're working in a company that respects your health, that tells you to go home when you're sick and does not bother you, and encourages you to go to the doctor and doesn't give you side eyes for going, you are in the right company. That's all I have for today. For more career tips delivered straight to your inbox, click the link in the description and sign up for my Career Conversations newsletter. Also, if you're looking for a deep dive in confidence coaching in your career, join Rise Up. It's my monthly coaching program that goes deep into the concepts of confidence and really helps tweak your mindset so that you can build unstoppable confidence. Click the link in the description to learn more about Rise Up. Please, 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 if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments which one of these ideas resonates with you, and let me know if you have any other questions in the comments. Talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching.